Hello, how's it going? That's good. You guys are really souped up after all those comics, so I can be super shitty and it won't matter. Thank you. Did anybody take the train here today? Yeah, fuck the train. And now you've been here for a while, so you're fine, but I'm sure on the way over here you were like, dude, I fucking hate taking the train. I hate taking the train personally, but I always take it because it's cheaper, and I don't always like to roll the dice on an Uber driver being like a regular Uber driver or Ted Bundy. I'm an easy kidnapping target. I'm super tiny. So I take the train a lot, but the train fucking sucks. I feel like we need a hashtag for public transportation riders because it's the most invasive experience that I have on a fucking regular basis. Like, when you get on the train, nobody's asking for consent. Nobody's like, hey, do you mind if we rub thighs through this entire fucking ride, ma'am? Nobody's like, hey, do you mind that I just took a shit on this train car before you got on here? It's gonna be so uncomfortable for you, but I'm relieved. Nobody's asking that. But I tend to take public transportation when I visit other cities because, again, it's cheap as hell, and I find myself out of town with no money in the bank very often. So the bus and the train is an easier option. And the train and the bus, public transportation, is different everywhere you go. Like in New York, it's like the theater capital of America. So people are really working for your money on that motherfucker. Like, they have serious trained acrobats on that motherfucker that are like doing flips and like motherfucking swirling around the poles and shit. You have to give them money because you're just glad they didn't kick you in the face. You're like, wow, I have all my teeth, bro? That was amazing. Here's $1. Also, New York is like a super old city, so there's a lot of facts and things to spread around. Like, I learned on the train in New York, the Mormon church owns half of America, and they are now hatching a plan to kill Barack Obama for what? I don't fucking know, but this lady on the train said it's true. So I'm pretty sure it's true. All right? People in Chicago, though, really don't work that hard for your money. They tell a bunch of lies and shit. I was on the train the other day and this guy was asking for money, which is fine. It's really fine. You know, we all get our money in different ways. But this dude, this is what pissed me off about this guy. He made it a point to be like, this money is not for drugs and alcohol. And I was like, why not? Your life is stressful, dude. You need to get high, bro. And second of all, don't shame everybody on this train because we're all high right now, dude. I've been smelling weed since I fucking walked out of the door. And I was like, I don't have any money, but here's a bag of hot Cheetos. Just carry a bag on me every day, and I know you'll need it later. Because you're about to get high as fuck, bro. You don't lie to me. I was in Austin, Texas recently, and I took the bus. This is a bad idea. But I did. And Austin, Texas is like a driving city. So, and it seems they have a little more money to like do up the city a little bit. In Chicago, CTA is operating at deficit, so like it's gonna be shitty everywhere you go. But in Austin, they got like new buses and shit. They got like bucket seats on the motherfucking train or the bus. Seats are heated and shit. It's hot as hell. They don't need heated seats, but they got it. So they got money down there. But something that would never happen in Chicago happened in Austin, Texas. So we stop at a bus stop, and there's a guy in a wheelchair on the bus. And that's where the guy's gonna get off at this stop. And so the bus driver gets out to help the man out of his, seat, out of his space, so he can get off the bus. And while he's doing that, in Chicago, when you see the ramp go down, you wait. Because obviously, you can walk up the fucking stairs. The ramp is not for you, right? But in Austin, Texas, this dainty white woman didn't realize that. The ramp went down and she was like, oh, I declare. They got a fancy walk-up ramp just for me. It was hot as hell. This bitch was like, fresh lemonade where? Like, this is a bus. What's happening? So as the bus driver is like unsnapping the guy in the wheelchair from his space, this white woman like tries to squeeze past and like, excuse me, Frederick. I'm like, who's Frederick? He doesn't know. And so this is a black bus driver. And one thing I know for sure is that there are certain types of black people that you really don't want to fuck with. And those are black people that work at the post office, in TSA, and bus drivers. I'm telling you now, y'all may not have known this before right now, but take my advice. Don't fuck with these black people. So as soon as I saw this happen, I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be good. So I pull out my bag of hot Cheetos, because I keep a bag on me, I'm trying to tell you. And there was like a couple, black couple sitting in front of me on the bus. And I had to make sure they didn't miss it. I'm like, look. So she tried to squeeze past dude. And so he like, what are you doing? And she's like all shocked, like, and he's like, and these like service workers, like they don't want to just like correct you. They want to embarrass you to the point that you'll never do this shit again. So he was like, oh. So you just gonna prance your fancy ass up on the bus, huh? So you don't see me trying to get this man in a wheelchair off the bus, huh? And he kicked her off the bus. And I'm weak as hell, like laughing my ass off. By this time, the people in front of me had gotten into it. And so she like, you know, the lady tried to say something back to the driver, and the people in front of me are like, ooh, I don't know why she said that. It was delightful. It was delightful because you know what? When you're on public transportation, there's only so much you can do. You can look out the window, you open your phone. When you open your phone, you see stupid shit on the internet like Kanye West talking. Like, why aren't you rapping, bro? That's what he paid you to do. Roseanne got canceled. Who gives a fuck? We already knew. Like, you know, so you kind of got to watch the shit around you. So, like, the bus and the train, or if you're at TSA or at the post office, these are places where you can find personal justice. You know? So, I kind of felt bad because the lady, you know, she was upset. She was very hurt. She didn't know this was gonna happen. She was looking for fresh lemonade. So I kind of felt bad, and I know like it's really not my place to teach white people about black culture, or to teach them, or teach able-bodied people how to operate when you see someone who's disabled in a space. You know, you're like, hey, this should be motherfucking common sense for you. You can walk, dude can't. Like the ramp's not for you. Like what the fuck? But in this situation, I felt bad. She looked like she was gonna cry the whole ride, you know. And at first it was funny, and I was like, yeah, this is amazing. But after a while, I had a little piece of my heart break for this woman. So I waited until we got one stop away from where I was gonna get off the bus. And I went up to the front of the bus and I sat next to this woman. And I said, hey, what happened back there? Yeah, with the bus driver. I just want you to know that's exactly what it feels like to have a black mama in your ass for every little thing. I swear to God, y'all. That's my time. I'm Tribble. Thank you.